Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Nika, your guide through the deep and fascinating world of Greek mythology. Today we'll delve into one of the most emblematic and complex figures of this ancient pantheon. Prometheus, the titan who defied the gods for the sake of humanity. In this podcast we'll explore not just the famous myth of the theft of fire, but also Prometheus's role in other mythological stories, his portrayal in literature and art, and the enduring impact of his figure on human culture. Get ready to discover the many facets of Prometheus, the benefactor of humanity, the rebel, the innovator, and the eternal sufferer. A journey between myth and meaning, ancient and modern, that I hope will leave you inspired and amazed. Buckle up, let's get started. Prometheus, one of the most enigmatic and captivating figures in Greek mythology, embodies the theme of the thoughtful rebel, the one who challenges the established order to bring progress to humanity. His origin and genealogy place him at the heart of a divine network of relationships that weave the rich fabric of Greek mythology, offering a glimpse into the complex world of gods and titans. The son of Iapetus and Clymene, Prometheus belongs to the second generation of titans, powerful beings who preceded the Olympian gods. Iapetus, his father, was one of the titans, the offspring of Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth, situating him at the very forefront of Greek mythology. Clymene, sometimes identified with Asia, was an oceanid nymph of notable beauty and depth, contributing to Prometheus's heritage that is both celestial and marine, symbolizing a connection between the divine and the natural. Prometheus was the brother of equally significant figures: Atlas, who was condemned to hold up the sky on his shoulders; Menoetius, punished by Zeus for his hubris; and Epimetheus, known for marrying Pandora, the first woman created by the gods, from whom all human miseries ensued. This fraternity embodies different facets of fate and the relationship between the divine and the human, with Prometheus emerging as the one who takes on the most burdensome task, the welfare of humanity. Prometheus stands out for his intellect and cunning. Unlike Epimetheus, whose name means he who thinks after, Prometheus, he who foresees, embodies wisdom and foresight. This ability to look ahead and anticipate events is reflected in his most famous act, stealing fire from Olympus to give it to mankind, an act of defiance against Zeus that marks a turning point in the relationship between gods and humanity. Prometheus's genealogy reveals not just his divine lineage, but also the complex and sometimes conflictual dynamics within this extended family. Each member carries a story of greatness, rebellion, punishment, or redemption, reflecting the many facets of human and divine nature. Prometheus, with his deep connection to humanity and his sacrifice for progress and knowledge, emerges as a symbol of resistance and hope, embodying the eternal conflict between authority and freedom, between fate and will. The myth of fire holds a central position in Greek mythology, epitomizing one of the most daring and significant acts attributed to Prometheus, the theft of fire from Olympus to gift it to humanity. This tale is not just an expression of rebellion against the gods, but also symbolizes the origin of human progress and civilization, highlighting Prometheus's role as the benefactor of humanity and a harbinger of knowledge and innovation. According to the myth, in a time when the gods exclusively held power and knowledge, humanity lived in a primitive state, devoid of the comforts and technologies that fire could provide. Without fire, humans were unable to cook food, protect themselves from the cold, work metals, or defend against wild beasts. Moved by compassion and love for mankind, Prometheus decided to act against the will of Zeus, the king of the gods, who had expressly forbidden sharing fire with humanity. Prometheus's act of stealing the fire was not merely a gesture of defiance, but a gift of immeasurable value to humanity. With fire, humans began to transform the world around them. They could cook food, making it more digestible and varied. They could keep warm during cold nights, forge tools and weapons, thus developing the first forms of technology. Fire symbolized the light of knowledge dispersing the darkness of ignorance, marking the beginning of human cultural and social evolution. Zeus's reaction to Prometheus's deed was terrible and relentless. To punish Prometheus for his transgression, Zeus had him chained to a mountain where an eagle, or in some versions, a vulture, would devour his liver every day, an organ that regenerated every night, condemning Prometheus to eternal torment. This punishment reflects the severity with which the gods perceived Prometheus's transgression. He had not only defied Zeus's supreme authority, but had irreversibly altered the course of human destiny, elevating humanity from a state of mere survival to one of potential equality with the gods, at least in terms of knowledge and ingenuity. Therefore, the myth of fire represents not only the struggle between divine power and human aspiration for knowledge and independence, but also Prometheus's sacrifice for the good of humanity. Through this tale, Prometheus emerges as a tragic hero whose love and dedication for humans lead him to suffer eternally, yet whose action paved the way for progress and civilization. The myth of fire thus remains one of the cornerstones of Greek mythology, symbolizing the eternal human desire for knowledge and the willingness to face great sacrifices for the common good. Prometheus, an emblematic figure in Greek mythology, plays a crucial role in the creation of mankind, according to ancient tales. It is said that he shaped humanity from clay, breathing life into his mud sculptures with a divine breath. This act of creation reflects not only Prometheus's skill and ingenuity, but also his profound love and dedication to human beings. He wished to endow humanity not just with physical form, but also with spirit, granting them dignity, intellect, and potential. The narrative emphasizes Prometheus's view of humanity as a creature with unlimited potential, deserving of progress and capable of grand achievements. This narrative is closely tied to the episode of the theft of fire, an act symbolizing the transfer of knowledge and civilization to mankind. In his desire to elevate the state of humanity, Prometheus gives man not just the physical spark of fire, but also the metaphorical spark of knowledge and ingenuity. Thus, fire becomes a symbol of the divine spark that burns within every human being, a gift from Prometheus that allows humanity to forge its own destiny. The prophecies associated with Prometheus add another layer of complexity to his character. One of the most intriguing involves Prometheus's role in the eventual downfall of Zeus. According to some accounts, Prometheus was aware of a secret that could threaten Zeus's reign, the prophecy that the son of a certain nymph would dethrone the king of the gods. To avoid this fate, Zeus decided not to unite with that nymph, thereby changing the course of the predicted events. The knowledge of this secret gives Prometheus significant power, but also a dangerous lever against Zeus, contributing to the god's decision to inflict eternal punishment on him. These elements of Prometheus's mythology illustrate the depth of his connection with humanity and his ambivalent role in the Greek pantheon. On one hand, he is the benefactor of humanity, the one who defies the gods for the sake of men. On the other, he is a being who holds secrets capable of shaking the very foundations of Olympus. The figure of Prometheus thus embodies the tension between order and chaos, between divine authority and human aspiration for self-determination. His myth, enriched by themes of sacrifice, rebellion, and foresight, remains one of the most powerful and enduring in Greek mythology, symbolizing the eternal conflict between power and freedom and the struggle for progress and knowledge. Prometheus, beyond his central role in the myth of fire and the creation of humanity, appears in various other mythological stories, interacting with a range of heroes and divine figures. His presence in various tales highlights his significance as a symbol of defiance, ingenuity, and humanitarianism within Greek mythology. One of the most significant stories involving Prometheus is his indirect contribution to the epic of Heracles, also known as Hercules. During one of his labors, Heracles is tasked with obtaining the golden apples from the Garden of the Hesperides. To achieve his goal, Heracles frees Prometheus from his chains, and in return, Prometheus provides Heracles with valuable information on how to obtain the apples, advising him to seek help from Atlas. This episode illustrates Prometheus's role as a source of wisdom and guidance for heroes on their journey, emphasizing his benevolent nature and his desire to assist humanity and its champions. Prometheus's figure has also resonated widely in literature and art, becoming a symbol of rebellion against injustice and tyranny, and the struggle for the acquisition of knowledge and freedom. One of the most renowned examples of Prometheus's portrayal in ancient literature is Prometheus Bound by Aeschylus, a tragedy that dramatizes the confrontation between Prometheus and Zeus and the suffering endured by Prometheus for his act of giving fire to humanity. This work highlights Prometheus's courage and resilience in the face of suffering, elevating him to a symbol of resistance against oppression. Over the centuries, Prometheus's figure has been reinterpreted countless times, becoming a reference point for artists and writers who saw in him the embodiment of the romantic ideal of the isolated and misunderstood genius who defies conventions and suffers for his vision. In the Romantic period, Prometheus becomes a quintessential hero, representing the individual struggle against the limitations imposed by society or nature. In art, Prometheus has often been depicted at the moment of his eternal punishment, as in the famous painting by Peter Paul Rubens, which captures the intensity of his torment. But Prometheus also appears as a symbol of enlightenment, often associated with fire and light that bring knowledge and progress. In modern times, the figure of Prometheus continues to inspire literary, cinematic, and artistic works, symbolizing rebellion against unjust authorities, the relentless pursuit of knowledge, and humanitarianism. His story is reinterpreted in various contexts, reflecting the concerns and ideals of each era, maintaining Prometheus as an emblematic figure of human culture, an eternal symbol of sacrifice, ingenuity, and aspiration. The enduring allure of Prometheus in the pantheon of mythological figures lies in his multifaceted nature and the rich symbolism that his story embodies. Beyond his well-known acts of defiance and benevolence, Prometheus's narrative weaves through the tapestry of Greek mythology, touching the lives of various other characters and shaping the course of numerous tales. His interactions with figures like Heracles highlight his role not just as a titan, but as a mentor and ally to the heroes of human lore, offering guidance and wisdom that underscore his deep connection with the plight and potential of humanity. Prometheus's influence extends far beyond the ancient myths, permeating literature and art across the ages. His story has been a source of inspiration for artists, writers, and thinkers who have found in him a reflection of the human spirit's indomitable will to challenge the status quo, to innovate, and to fight against oppression. The tragedy Prometheus Bound by Aeschylus is a seminal work that has cemented Prometheus's place in the cultural consciousness as a martyr for humanity, enduring untold suffering for the sake of mankind's enlightenment and progress. The Romantic period, in particular, heralded a renaissance of interest in Prometheus as a symbol of the lone genius whose revolutionary ideas challenge societal norms and the natural order, often at great personal cost. This period reinterpreted Prometheus's defiance as a metaphor for the romantic hero's struggle against the constraints of society and nature, elevating him to an emblem of the pursuit of artistic and intellectual freedom. In visual arts, the representations of Prometheus have evolved from the tormented figure in Rubens's painting to more nuanced portrayals that capture the complexity of his character. Modern depictions often focus on the moment of enlightenment and the gift of fire, emphasizing Prometheus's role as a bringer of knowledge and progress rather than solely as a sufferer of eternal punishment. In contemporary culture, Prometheus's legacy continues to inspire new interpretations and adaptations, resonating with modern themes of rebellion, innovation, and the ethical dilemmas posed by scientific advancement. His story is invoked in discussions about artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and other frontiers of human discovery, serving as a cautionary tale about the responsibilities that accompany our quest for knowledge and the potential consequences of overreaching ambition. Prometheus's enduring appeal lies in his representation of quintessentially human traits: curiosity, defiance, creativity, and altruism. He embodies the eternal tension between authority and autonomy, the desire for knowledge and the risks it entails, and the willingness to endure suffering for the greater good. As such, Prometheus remains a potent symbol of human aspiration and resilience, a beacon of hope, and a reminder of the costs of challenging the gods, be they literal deities or the figurative powers that be in society. His story, rich in moral and philosophical themes, continues to inspire and challenge us, inviting reflection on the nature of innovation, the price of defiance, and the eternal quest for freedom and enlightenment. And with that, friends, we come to the end of our journey today into the world of Prometheus. I hope this exploration has offered you new perspectives on this figure, as complex as it is fascinating, and that you've come to appreciate the myriad nuances that make up his myth and legacy. Prometheus reminds us of the importance of curiosity, the courage to challenge boundaries, and the sacrifice for a greater good. I'm Nina, and I sincerely thank you for sharing this mythological adventure with me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed the podcast, and share your thoughts and interpretations in the comments. Until next time, keep exploring, dreaming, and marveling. Goodbye.